Okay, so this is part two. This is going to kind of address some of the shock problems that I had. So anybody that's worked on these Losi style chassis vehicles with these shocks knows that they've got these bleeder holes in them. They've got these bladders, which you cannot buy anymore. So that right there poses a huge problem to me. I cannot figure out why they would quit making them. I have no idea. So these shocks were leaking incredibly bad. Did not know why. Had no freaking idea. They would leak out. Right now they're about 1/4 of an inch low. So until I get more shock fluid in here, things are going to be kind of squishy when I'm running it. But that word squishy, that's funny. It's starting to sound like my father or my mother. But anyway, the bladders in these shocks are in really bad condition. You can't replace them. So honestly, the only other option really is to buy new shocks at $80 a pair, or look at a more substantial option that might last me longer down the road, where I don't have to worry about servicing bladders and things like that. The shocks that I'm referring to are the MIP big bore 32mm racing shocks. I've been doing a lot of reading on them. They're substantial investment, and they're not a full kit. You have to actually use some of the parts off of your existing Losi shocks. These are not Losi shocks. So that means I have to buy the piston rods for it, and all the extra parts that go along with it. So, not only am I looking at purchasing the upgrade kit, the MIP racing shock kit, but I'm also looking at buying additional parts to accompany that. So right now, that's just not something I'm willing to do at this point. I think I've found a suitable fix for now. I just need shock fluid. So what I found tonight was that the shock caps have a spot for a nice little gasket. I don't know if I can find gaskets or not. Here we go. Those orange ones right there. So you have to finagle them a little bit to get them to fit into the shock cap, but they fit. The shock caps didn't have the gaskets in them. I don't know if the spot or location where the gaskets go is where those gaskets actually go or not, but it relieved my problem. It was a solution to my problem. The problem was when you compressed the shock, all of the fluid leaked out of the bleeder hole. Right there. You can kind of see it. So, it would leak up around the bladder. The bladder wouldn't seal up against the shock cap at all. So, the gasket seemed to be a good fix for now, as far as I can tell. I haven't driven it yet to see if it actually made a difference or not. But from what I can tell, anytime I compress the shocks, there is no fluid leaking out. So, time will tell. I'll do some testing later on this week when I've got more time. School's kind of beckoning my call right now. Taking a Microsoft cert here in about a month and a half, just about 2 months. So, there's a lot of time that I've got to dedicate towards that. That'll be my last class of the year. I'm ready to take about a week or so off and get ready for the senior year and finally be done. But regardless of that, the shock situation seems to be there's a good solution for that, just by adding a gasket inside there. I couldn't find any documentation whether or not the gasket actually goes